Welcome to the podcast.
What's up, fellas?
Just want to start off the show by saying, "Go Army, beat Navy." And in honor of Ty's people, I wore my Army Bulldog sweatshirt just to,
That's called the military appreciation sweatshirt, not the Army.
It is Army. It's Army green for me. In my mind, it's Army green.
Show me the Army patch.
I don't need to. It's secret. It's top secret.
I want to see it.
It's special forces shit. It's under my sleeve. They sewed it on the inside of my pocket.
Roxanne. We all know how the inside of his mind works anyway. So
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be a rough one, but
These hoes ain't loyal.
hope for wishing.
So first things first, we do not have a guest this weekend because Rich LaMonica, the host of the Misfit Nations podcast, lives in the Clarksville area. And of course, as y'all know, they had some pretty bad tornado there. So he's actually doing some tree cleanup today. So we're going to get Rich LaMonica rescheduled for the podcast at a later date. But it's just going to be us. We'll wax poetic and make it do what it do all day.
Yeah, prayers out to the Clarksville area and all the people that were dead. They had some pretty bad stuff happen out in that Tennessee area. So, yeah.
Whenever I listen to our intro, just real quick, it makes me want to get off of this and go listen to the Metallica original S&M album with the orchestra from San Francisco. So when you hear all that stuff banging, I'm like, yeah, I need to go listen to that today.
Oh, we'll have Andre come on and do a flute intro for us.
Hey man, I listen to that new Andre 3000 when I go to sleep now. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, that's dope. It's not what I was expecting, but it's dope.
Right. I'm sorry. I
Disagree?
I tried to listen to it, man, but
I'm with Scott on this one.
I'm one of them guys, man. Like, and I put Andre 3000 as one of my top 5 MCs, but not one of my top 5 instrumental playing. I'm okay. I understand it.
Prince. I'm just saying.
You have to love art. You have to love the music.
He ain't no Prince. That's for sure.
Big shout out to him for what he's doing and recreating his, just being an artful person. However, myself preference wise, man, I'm not beating down the block with that. But I will listen to it because I'm a fan. You know what I mean? It's one of them things like you have your friends that do different things. They're good at stuff and they move on and do different stuff, and you like support them because you're going to be supportive to the people that you follow. So I'm that. But I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm not like, oh yeah, man, I heard it, man. That was
right. If I'm gonna listen to some damn flute playing, I'm gonna bump my boy
listening to G.
You ain't never lied, bro. Hey, I mean, you can't.
Man.
You can't.
Yeah,
you can't just
listen to the pan flute guy. Who's that guy that played the pan flute?
Yeah,
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, I'm
TBS back in the day.
That's what they do.
When you tell me look 3000, I'm listening. I want to hear some rhymes.
Yeah, I want to hear some Atlanta, Savannah stuff.
Right.
So I just flashed on the screen. That's my man John Kelly. He's a firefighter out of Tomball. He is the host of the Small Business Origins podcast and an all-around good dude. So what up, John?
And I'm going to shout out my boy Jeff Scarborough. So this guy right here is probably the main reason I joined the Navy. Like, this dude was like the man, the myth, the legend. Like, this guy was phenomenal. Like, so I was going to, I tried to back out of my contract.
Bro, I'm going to count how many times.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say phenomenal, bro. I knew you were going to say it.
It's my word, Scott. Phenomenal, bro. I don't know too many big words. I'm from Georgia, but I'm going to use it. But I tried to back out. I tried to back out like a week before it's time to go. I was like, fuck this.
Didn't want to try it.
Because his little brother Ryan was supposed to go with me on a buddy program, and he backed out, and all these, we were living that hood life trying to be right. And I was like, I'm not going. And this dude pulled me aside, gave me that come alongside, and straight up told me like, look, these motherfuckers ain't never going to be shit. They ain't going to do shit. He's like, when you come back, they'll be doing the same shit you were doing. And I came back, and it was just like he said, but he was in the Navy for years. Like, that's where he like met his, he made me want to join the Navy. And then years later, I had the privilege of actually putting him back in on active duty. He, we got him, we were going to do reserves, and he was the first person I ever didn't lie to and say, no, bro, the best way to go is go reserves first and then go active. I was like, fuck it, let's do it. And he got back in the Navy. He's doing big shit where he's at. He's in Georgia. So yeah, shout out to my boy Jeff. He was like a boy band member. That's who I wanted to be. When I grew up, I wanted to be just like this motherfucker. He's a producer and shit. I'm like, I want to be like Jeff. Like Jeff. If I could be like Jeff.
Hefe. That's not the same, right? Jeff.
Hefe.
Hefe is chief, right?
Yeah.
Boss.
So, man, what's new on the horizon, man? Christmas is coming up. We got through Thanksgiving. We've been having some awesome people come on. We've been doing some cool stuff, man. As a crew, as a quad, I think we have raised our bars a little bit. I know we still have some further bars to raise and things to do, but man, I'm thankful for you guys, man. I just want to tell you that on air, live while we're here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I saw Tracy Morgan said one time when he's going through his thing that it's okay to tell people you love them, bro. You have to it makes you feel good when you say it. So now, when I get off the phone with people, like my Uncle Scott calls me, man, he's like, love you, nephew. I love you too, man. You know what I mean? Just when you say it for so long, that just seems to be such a weak word to say, man. But I actually enjoy saying it. Like, I don't feel a kind of way, man. But genuinely, I love you guys, man.
I tell y'all, I love y'all all the time. I tell Tiger, hang out, I love him. I genuinely, love my brother.
I can't even say that. You phenomenally love him, bro.
Phenomenally. Yeah. My wife hates that word. And when I say legit, I'm like, that shit's legit. She's like, shut up. I'm like, I could say shit like, you ain't got no riz, motherfucker. I could be using these young people words that make me sound really stupid, but I don't.
What's my word? Riz? You know what I'm saying? Is that my word?
Yeah.
No. You don't say that enough.
I
don't think Scott has I don't think he has a word.
I have to have one.
You don't repeat very many words that much. You just talk. Like it's
there's
not a word that you're like, he says that all the time.
You're educated. I don't have a big vocabulary. So when I get a big word that I can spell, I can't spell it. Don't put me out there. But I can say it and enunciate my vowels and shit.
Right.
So I fucking phenomenally say that shit.
The question is, where did you see someone say that word? And how did you see it used in a sentence for you to be like, that's my shit now? I'm saying that, motherfucker.
Naval evals, bro, over the years.
Phenomenal.
Like I use words like phenomenal leader. Like, I use those fluff words. They're like, don't, like your opening is like phenomenal mentor.
Right.
Outstanding developer.
You go back and look at Al's evals, and every one of them opens up with phenomenal performer. Right. My number one of 100,000.
Yeah.
What word sounds bigger than phenomenal? There is. I can't. Outstanding is there, but phenomenal. When you say phenomenal, what word is bigger than
like?
Phenomenal?
Think about it. We talk about LeBron James. People don't say he's an out. They're like he's a phenomenal basketball player, right? Phenomenal.
Michael Jordan is great.
Generational.
Phenomenal goes up with like for me is like GOAT level status. Outstanding, like that chicken was outstanding. But them Riz was motherfucking phenomenal. Like that shit hits different.
Yeah, phenomenal does hit a little different.
It's a little different.
Speaking of sheep, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about a video they saw on Instagram or something, and it was this truck in Australia is driving down the road at night. He's probably doing 65 miles an hour, and as he's driving down the road, all of a sudden, nothing but sheep in the interstate. The dude couldn't stop. And the way the video goes is you see him drive right through all of them. And they were like,
I'd have jumped. I'd have picked me a new girlfriend. Be like, you coming home with me, girl? Get in the back of the truck. They say a sheep's DNA, like down, like all that shit is just like the same as a female. So I mean,
oh, good God. Hey, so check this out. So I got a video to show y'all. Check this out. Hey, I know BJ jumped there at the end, but I think that lineman could have thrown into the goalpost.
I was about to say, hey, for one, I need y'all to check BJ birth certificate. That motherfucker, like he's 35 years old running the ball. He belongs in the NFL. But no, shout out to BJ. I'm waiting on Matt Johnson, Scott, to make us some BJ t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? Blake on the back, his number. You know, we need the BJ t-shirts, Matt, so we can rep for him.
I got the goosebumps by watching that.
That dude's a stud, bro.
It's one of those things, man.
I spent the most time on that video that I have of really anything other than the opening.
So
look, the opening.
When you sent that link that they were playing that game, right?
Yeah.
And then you guys started texting back and forth. I didn't realize that probably majority of the game was already done, right?
Yeah.
When the text came.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I turned it on and I'm watching it, right? And I just hear these redneck dudes talking on there, all country and shit. And then all of a sudden, I hear like, did you see that touchdown? Oh my God, it's the game winner. I'm like, what fucking game are they watching, dude? So then I like took the phone and I was like, oh shit, it's almost over. So like I literally started fast forwarding looking for number 19. No. Oh, there he is. Oh, there's another one. So I was like, oh, I can go watch where he's at. But that run was good, dude.
He's the one with the 200-inch vertical. That's him. Like that's him.
Hey, Julie, what's going on? I want to say hi. I seen Julie pop in.
Hey, Julie, you are phenomenal.
And I would tell you, as a dad, right? And even though I don't get to see him every day, but as a dad, there's no words that can express the pride and the sense of pride and the happiness I have to know my son is doing what he wants to do, right? And he's evolving in his element. So, you know, I try to just be. It's one of those things for me. It's a touchy subject, a pinchy subject for me because I would love to be with him every day, right? But you know, things in life happen and you can't. And there's no way that you can really convey to your kids how much you love them sometimes when it seems like it's from afar, right? Yep. But I just tell my son all the time, man, you know, give him hell, you know, run with a purpose, and everything that's going to be for you will be. You keep your head on straight, do the right things, and you'll be fine. I try to just give him those things because I don't want any kind of credit. I'm telling it live. I don't want any kind of credit for what my son is doing or anything because he's out there putting in the work. But me as his dad, man, I am honestly proud of him. I wish him the best. All of my kids, you know what I mean? I wish that for every single one of them. But, you know, I just try to just let him understand to be cautious of people who are around you when things are great. You know what I mean? Because things in life aren't always going to be great. And when they're not, and you look around and you find you're in a dark place and you find that all these people are around you when the lights are on and it smiles and joy, but just know I'm going to be there for you if ever it gets a little bit dim or dark in the room. That's all I want him to know. I don't want anything. I just want him to know from a dad, I'm watching, I'm proud. I know what you got. I know what you're built with. I even understand maybe why he runs the way he does. And I love it, man. So I'm there for all of that. You know what I mean? So he's doing great things. He had Eddie George came to his school to talk to him one-on-one. And I got to listen to that conversation, which was pretty cool. He told him the real life stuff. The stuff that probably he wasn't expecting, but he needed. So Eddie George, if ever you're listening, I appreciate what you said to my son because I know he took it and I know that's going to talk a lot of him. But shouts out to my man, BJ. BJ, everybody calls him BJ Blake. That is Scott Leroy Blake Jr., ladies and gentlemen. He is a junior whopper.
Let's back that shit. Your middle name
junior whopper.
Is Leroy?
My middle name is Leroy. I'm not afraid of it.
Hey, your ass good as hell, bro. Hey, your daddy smoked and he had a cigarette hanging in his mouth and shit, working on old cars in the front yard, bro. Your name is Leroy, not Leroy. Leroy.
Yeah.
Okay. Put a little fanciness on the end. I hear you. Okay.
So I saw at the bottom of the video it says college commit ? Has he not made a decision yet, or is he still weighing it out? I mean, obviously, if Eddie George is coming, Ohio State wants him.
Yeah, Austin Peay's where he committed as of now. From what I understand, that's where he's going. Don't know for sure if that's where he's staying or how that's going to go, but time will tell, and he'll put those pieces together and let me know. But I know there's a lot of schools that are looking at him. You can't help it. You know what I mean? I called him after that run, right? And I told him, I said, son, you jumping up in the air like that. When you jump up like that, it makes me nervous, man, because I just see so many things. But he's like, Dad, listen, I knew I was going to get in the end zone, but if I would have just rocked in the end zone, everybody would have been like, "Oh, BJ scored a touchdown." But if I fly it in the end zone, then everybody be like, "Oh, so see, that's the difference between outstanding and phenomenal, right?"
Boom,
So
nailed it.
he hit it
Hands
right
down.
there. Yeah. So shouts out to BJ Blake. the
Yeah, I
man.
hope he doesn't break my heart like my child did.
Appreciate that, Ty. I'm gonna have to tell him to get on and watch it, man. He can see that. That video was dope, man. You did a good job with that one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
What's up? Who's that? Does it say? I can't see my
Danielle.
screen. Danielle. Is it Crawley?
Yeah.
What's
Oh yeah,
good?
Danielle Crowley.
That's our CVMA friend from the event with Rocco. She was over there hanging out, dancing to all your tunes.
Ah, yeah, okay. I know. Yeah. Did she pulled up on a motorcycle?
Yep.
Yeah. We had like the little leg pose. We had a little leg.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
My
I saw
legs
it.
were shaking. Yeah, my legs were shaking. I just recovered from that. Hey, what's going on? Woo-doo-woo-doo-woo. Yeah. But yeah, man, Ty, I appreciate that, man. That was pretty dope.
Yeah,
man.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
There
there's
you
that
go, right
picture.
there. There you go.
There we go, right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, you like she whooped somebody's ass.
Man.
Oh,
That
she
was-
could.
Man, that was cool hanging with Rock.
can.
Hey, she looked like she might put hands on somebody.
Yeah, right.
Nah, but no, your son is that. It's just it was phenomenal. But that guy's. I mean, that's I've watched. You send me his highlight, like his little highlight videos. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
absolutely crazy.
He does it all the time.
I can't wait to see him at Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Doing big shit for them Bulldogs. You know what I'm saying?
He's a Georgia Bulldogs fan. All of them are, you know. So.
I'm calling Kirby. I'm gonna get my phone. I'm gonna text Kirby. Hey, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? We losing all these commits. Why? You better go get him.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a good thing.
It's fun. It's funny you say, like, when you were talking about Scott, like, you know, it sucks not being able to be there. That's the one. I really didn't like recruiting all the time. It sucked. It's probably the worst fucking. I don't care what anybody says. It's the worst job in the military. Being a recruiter, like, you don't have no social life, no family life. Like, it sucks. Like, it's what have you done for me lately? 36 1-month tours. You call it what you want. Like, you never have a break, right? It starts over every month. No one is appreciative of what you do, no matter what. They're appreciative for 5 seconds. Then it's like, what's fucking next? It sucks. But the one thing that it did for me is, like, my kids have been, most of my kids, my younger ones, they were only in recruiting. But the older
Most
ones,
of your kids, you have more that aren't around.
no, most of my kids that I have that weren't there for deployments, like my older
He
kids,
knows about.
my older
Yeah,
kids
yeah,
were,
that he
yeah,
knows
shit.
about.
Got a little Asian baby somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Little Koreans, little Korea heroes, right, running around. But but no, they definitely had been there through deployments, and I had been gone so much. And then I come to recruiting, and Alex, he was still young, but I got to, I pretty much coached that kid in football from the age of like 5 years old in what is it, flag football, all the way up, and then got to watch him play 4 years. He turned down some offers for football, and then decided one day, I'm going to play lacrosse. And I was like, that sounds really fucking stupid. I don't even know what that is. Talked to Matt, figured it out.
You're welcome.
And then he goes to college on like a lacrosse scholarship and plays 2 years and is like, you know what? I don't want to do this shit anymore. And it was like you said, like I support him. I'm glad he made a decision to go to technical college and become an electrician. But me and Matt, I was like, a part of me is just crushed because I was living vicariously through this guy.
Yeah.
You know, I watched him come up, and then you're playing and you're doing phenomenal. You're outstanding at times, right? But doing really well. And then
Average at best.
yeah, just for and then one moment to be like, you know what? This shit ain't fun anymore. This ain't fun anymore. The game's not fun anymore. I'm no longer interested, and just walk away. I was like, holy shit.
Well, but you got to think.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask Al 2 questions. One, good job on that word. That's a really good word as well. And then, what does DSGB stand for?
Down South Georgia boys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You couldn't join the Navy. You couldn't join the Navy
that.
with that tattooed on you. That was a no-no.
Yeah, mine's covered.
Yeah, you couldn't do that. Matt, what were you going to say? I know you were about to pull out.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, when it comes to like what Al said, and like you see it with your son, I know Ty, with your kids as well. When we were growing up, right, you got those opportunities, you went and did things, but I think it's just a different dynamic, you know, watching your kids play sports and do those different things. And for me, you know, watching them do things that I never done, you kind of get like into it. So, you know, Al and I have talked before on stuff like that. Like when they decide they don't want to do it anymore, I don't think it's like
it's gut wrenching a little bit for us.
You're not mad because they don't want to do it.
No, not even a little bit.
You're probably, for me anyway, I was like, so we're not going to go look and do that shit.
Yeah. I'm not going to.
Now I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do?
Yeah.
But because I found out I was more invested than he was.
Correct. And I think that's where, and the other part I think is like, we come from a different era. And at first I probably was mad. Like, right. I probably owe my son an apology because I was almost cold shoulder him a little bit. Like, this is like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you got an opportunity. And the military side of me jumped in and was like, we don't fucking quit at shit. I don't give a fuck if you hate it. I don't care if you're not good at it. You started something. You committed to this team. You will finish. I don't care. Like, even my kids now, like my daughter, I want to play whatever. I want to do jiu-jitsu. I want to do gymnastics. Cool. If you hate this shit, you're going to finish it out at least until that contract, the financial contract's over, or until the season's over. And then you could do something different. But we're not quitting. So I think for me, and I had to take a step back and say, you know what? He's never been on an operations team. He's never been in the military. He's never, like, he lived that through me. So I need to take a step back as a dad and say, you know what? He's 20 years old. He's a young adult. He's going to make a lot of decisions throughout life, and some are going to turn, like Scott alluded to, some are going to turn out great. Some aren't going to turn out so great. But the way you grow and develop as a person, or as a young man, especially in the country today, and where the country's at now, the way he needs to become a man is he's going to have to make those mistakes. He's going to have to stumble. And sometimes as a father, I'm going to have to not rush it on the field and pick him up. I'm going to have to not run in and pick him up. I'm going to have to let him learn to stand up on his own, brush his shit off, and go back into the fight, right? I'm not going to be able to save him from every mistake he ever makes, even though deep down, that's what I want to do. And I'd be like, hey, here's what even now, I'm like, what is your plan? What are we going to do? I need to shut the fuck up and let him come up with his own plans and really give him fatherly guidance and advice and say, hey, here's what I see. And if it was me, here's some things I may look at, instead of saying, if it were me, here's what the fuck I would do. And here's what you should do. I got to come at it from a different angle. And it's super hard for me as a parent and as a 22-year military veteran. That's fucking hard. Because I want to be like, look, motherfucker, you're going to fuck your shit up. And here's what you're going to do. Here's what you got to do to fix it. Right.
Well, don't you think that a lot of that comes from, like, just think about how we were raised, right? And when we were raised a certain way, where you have those people in your life that were older, and sometimes it was your parents, sometimes it wasn't your parents, but there was always those people that when they would give you advice, or they would say things to you and you would listen to it, you were like, oh, that makes sense. I'm gonna go look and do that. I think the difference nowadays, their advice is all from like fucking TikTok and social media. And so when they see these people saying to do things, oftentimes it's the people that's in their age group, right? So they're not really learning from like mentors that we associate with. And so I think that's the hardest part, because you want to say, this is what you should do. And I'll tell you right now, there's times where you say that, and then, like, if they're not like wanting to hear what you're saying, right? They're just like, oh, whatever. You're like, Dad, you're not fucking listening to me, right? You don't hear me. But at the same time, it is a different age, but with all they've seen growing up, I think they're going to be fine. The sucky part is you don't get to go brag about it no more. That's the other part that comes in, right? There's no more like, oh, well. Yeah, we just went and did some stuff this weekend. We took pictures at a fountain. It was great.
I mean? But I mean, you're right. But I think it's just been, but I'm like Scott has said, he's extremely proud of his son no matter what he does. I think that's all of us, especially on this podcast. We're very extremely proud of our kids. Like Austin, my oldest, when I think one of the greatest moments I think I had with that guy is when he came back from, I don't know if it was basic training or maybe it was his first workup, when he was supposed to go out with the Mew before he ended up getting out. We were sitting outside having some drinks. He was like, man, you know what, Dad? I really appreciate you being a fucking asshole and you being a hard ass on me and you holding me accountable. And you, like, when I was like, I'm leaving, you were like, fucking go. And he grabbed a suitcase and I was like, what are you doing with that? He was like, packing my shit. I was like, not in my suitcase, you're not. Go grab some, ask your mama, can you borrow some trash bags? And he packed up his shit.
I remember that. I remember that.
Packed up his shit and trash. Stood on the front porch waiting for somebody to come pick him up. And my wife would shut the door. She's bawling like, hey, fuck that. Let that motherfucker go figure it out on his own. After he sleeps on a couple of couches and misses a couple meals, it'll register. And she was more worried, like, I'm just worried he's not going to go to boot camp now or whatever. And I was like, no other options. What's he going to do? So he went and then he came back and was like, hey, I understand now why. I totally get it. And I'm appreciative. But, you got to be, I think parents today, and y'all have kids. I think the mistakes parents make today, in my opinion, just my opinion, is they try to be their kids' friends, right? Way too early. You have time to be your son and daughter's friend once they become productive citizens of this country and they're doing their own thing. But in the beginning, you can't be their friends. I'm not your friend. I'm your parent. My job is to love you, protect you, guide you, and get you to where you need to be as a man, right? Or as a young woman. And I think parents fuck up and they're like, oh, me and my kids, we party together and we do. You're fucking up. Like
that's natural now, because half the people now, they can go to the club with their mom because their mom is only 12 years older than they are. They're in the club at the same time. Their grandma's 20, grandma's 15, 16 years older than them. So it's like they're in the same bracket. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Times have changed. They really are friends. You know what I mean?
It's funny. I was in Georgia last weekend when I was going out of town. Matt was going somewhere. I think we had a call on the way down there with one of Ty's guys, his Army buddy, right? But I got home and I remember my dad sitting on the porch. We were outside. I think he was fucking probably smoking a bowl or something. I don't remember. But he was like the only thing that saved him in the Navy, because he's like, son, he's got it somewhere in his room. He's like, I've got a fucking E-valve. I got a 1.0. He's like, I've got a fucking E-valve. Like, I was one step away from getting kicked the fuck out. Like, he's like, I was fighting all the time and partying. He's like, I was the worst sailor early in my career. He's like, the only thing that saved me was, he got married and he had a kid. He had me. So then he had to fucking man up and grow up.
Yeah.
Same thing, like, probably, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that when you hand out punishment and or give critiques to your kids that you're more or less or you're justifiable in those, or do you feel like you go overboard because of both? And
I know me and you've talked, Ty. I feel like sometimes.
How do you do both? Like I definitely go overboard. I don't go under.
Nah, there's sometimes when and it may be because I'm like, I don't for instance, April will say, well, he Mason did this. And in my head, I'm like, that shit don't seem like it's a big fucking deal. Or I really don't give a fuck. This motherfucker's getting on my nerves, right? And I may go in and be like, don't do that shit anymore. But if it's something like I deem is a fucking problem, I'm over the top. And then the problem I have is, and it's got to be the military in me, I can't let that shit go. Like, I'll chew somebody's ass, and I would like, you can fucking walk away now. You can leave now. Don't walk away when I'm talking to you and get punched in the back of the head. But you can leave now. And then, it's over. I've said my piece. And then I'm like, you know what? Another point in my head. You know what, motherfucker? Also, or I'll start bringing up other shit like you can't even do, or you're fucking. I do. I go way, and my wife's got to be like, hey, you think that was necessary? Probably not. But maybe you should have.
But in the moment, you're like, yes.
Yeah. Maybe we need a safe word so you can be like blueberry pancakes, and I'm like, oh shit,
bananas.
I don't know how to. What about you, Scott?
I feel like I'm different, man. I feel like for me, I'm the guy who I'm going to play with you. I'm going to bust in your room and scare you. I'm going to hide and jump out somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm going to wrestle with you. I'm going to race you in the swimming pool. I'm going to race you outside. I'm going to play baseball with you and basketball. And
you ain't never going to let them win, though, right?
I'm trying not to let them win. You know what I mean? And even if they do win, I'm going to let them know that they cheated. Even if
take an injury. My hamstring.
Right.
Next week.
But there's sticklers that I'm a stickler on. I'm big on respect. Like, you're not going to talk to your mom in no kind of way. You're not going to come in here telling me or asking me why I didn't do something. And you don't pay no damn bills in here. You don't get to ask none of that. So I'm big on certain things. But then with that, when I'm done with it, I'm done with it. I'm the same guy that'll go in your room and be like, hey, you know what I mean? You all right? You know what I mean? And check on him and give him a hug and let him know, like, hey, in the time, I'm going to fix your ass right there. But after I'm done fixing your ass, we good. You hungry? You know what I mean? Because it's not personal, but I'm going to get your ass and I'm going to hold you to it. So I think for my kids and them, they know, like, dad is cool, but when you get on his wrong side, you're going to have to deal with that shit because he's going to.
Do you ever, Scott, with you, like, I don't know, like when you like you said, you discipline your kids and like you hold that line, like that respect line. I think that might be everybody on this podcast, like, because that's probably the number one thing. Yeah. Like, I can deal with it a lot, but disrespect, right? And you want to really piss your kids off, don't ever tell them don't talk to your mom that way, because like then they have ownership of that. Right. I tell a motherfucker real quick, don't talk to my wife that way. Yeah. And they're like, that's my mom. Motherfucker, if it wasn't my wife, you wouldn't be here. Right? I make sure they know. Don't talk to my wife that way. You get fucked up.
I think the biggest problem I have with stuff like that, though, is there's points in times when you see that stuff happen, right? And you're going through all those progressions. And it could be an attitude. It could be, you got to give respect and shit, right? But then there are times where I'm told, I don't want to hear, but then there's other times where I look back and I think about it. And a lot of times they're acting just like me. And so I'm like, shit, like, so now I'm telling you don't do that. But I know that my kid's sitting on the couch going,
watching you do it.
Act like this every day. I'm just doing what you do. And so, there's a balance there, man, right? Like you got to, that's the hardest for me, is because I know that he's acting the way that I act, or my daughter would act the way that I act. And like the reaction is the same thing that you see all the time. And so when that happens, instead of me taking the lesson and going, fuck, man, I shouldn't act like that. That's where I go over, right? But then
is it because you're mad at yourself? Are you like you're pissed?
No, I'm just mad in the situation because I'm like, you can't do that. Like I feel some kind of way the way you came at me, but then when you really look at it, he's only coming at me the same way I came at him. And especially when your kids get old, you're trying to teach them the respect and all that stuff. You got to realize it, and I don't.
Yeah, right? I think you're young though, because you pay bills, man.
That's what I was gonna say.
You got stress from life and stress from all that stuff that they don't have to deal with. So you can walk around and do what you need to. Just because you do it,
It's like sounds bad.
So then what's the lesson there? What's the lesson? If I can walk around and do what I want because I pay the bills here, and this is how you act, then in some way, then we can say that when they get to be me and they have kids, they're going to walk around like that and be like, I pay the bills. That's how it's going to be. Yeah. And they're going to act that way. So here's the thing, though. Is that always the appropriate way to go?
This might not always be the appropriate way to go, but God damn it, that's how it's on the day.
Well, but what I mean is, like, if you're trying to instill that, when you're like, you got to be a man, you got to be respectful, you got to do this, don't talk to women this way, and all these different things, where's the line? Like, what's appropriate and what's not appropriate? But my point to all that for me is, am I acting appropriate in that moment? Yeah, am I doing what I need to do? And sometimes I'm not.
I hear that, but my thing would be, if I tell my kids, don't cuss in my house, I do. And they could be like, well, you cuss. You're fucking right, I do. Because like I'm kind of with Scott is, I pay these bills. Yeah. I work my ass off.
I've done your shit. You do
this and I tell my kids all the time, and they don't like it. There can only be one male. There can only be one king lion in his house. Right. There's only one king in his house. And anytime you want to challenge the king, let's challenge it. Let's see how it works out for you. But I hear what you're saying, but it's hard for me because if I drink, I cut loose, my kids ain't gonna do that. And even my older kids, my kid is 23 years old, and when he comes home to visit, he's got a curfew. All my kids, if they were on here, they'd be like 11 o'clock at night. Yep. My door is locked. If your ass ain't here at 11 o'clock at night, don't bring your ass home. Yeah, they know.
What's that for, though? Why is that?
It's always been that way. It's a respect thing, because, like, when you're visiting my house, my dogs are gonna bark. My daughter is sleeping. My wife's got to get up, take her to school. I got to get them, go to work. It's a respecting, but it's been that way.
Oh, okay. So like regular time, not during like I think vacation. I got you.
No, even the weekends. If they're home on the weekends, unless they call and tell me, like, you can call me as a man and say, Dad, I'm gonna be late, or then I'm cool. But if you just show up here at midnight, no, we're gonna have a fucking real big. Yeah. My wife's brother is a grown ass man, and he came home one night. And I heard him. I was in a bed. Looked at my watch. It's like 11:05. I heard his truck pull up in the driveway, heard that motherfucker cut off, and I waited. I told my wife, if he walks in his house, because he's got a key, we'll beat his ass in the front yard. He's going to get fucked up. And an hour or so goes by, nothing. It's freezing outside. So she's fine, like, will you please? So I go knock on. He's in the back of his truck, like in the back seat, a big dude, sleep. I knock on the window, like, hey, buddy. But, I mean, it's just the rule. It's always been the rule. At 11 o'clock, but it's my standard, and I hold everybody to it. It's not just my kids, right?
I'm not as tight as 11 o'clock, but you know what I'm saying? I'm probably like 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Like my nephew came to visit me, and he was cool about it. I just told him, I said, hey man, I'm not doing it for a reason of that necessarily the time, right? But for me, it's a little bit different spectrum, right? Because
nothing
I know
good's happening out in the streets at
the
11
area-
o'clock.
Yeah, where I live at, I'm not walking around here or pulling in no driveway at no 1 o'clock in the morning, right? Because where I live at, people shoot first and ask questions second. One, I don't like to pull the card out all the time, but just being honest,
You're black.
or
I
a
get it.
black man rolling around in a neighborhood like this at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning with
Around all your
when you look
mansions.
at all these ring cameras and all you see is people with these hoodies and stuff running around, breaking in people's cars at 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I just told him, for me, I don't want to put you in a situation to where you're just trying to get home and you get pulled over in here and have to explain to them if you don't want to. And I got to go and call your mom and tell her all this stuff because you shouldn't be out. So I just tell them for the fact that I don't think it's a good idea for you to be out that time of night anyway. So if you're going to be out like that and you're having a good time and you look down and it's 1 o'clock, just stay where you're at. Yeah. Call me and just let me know you're okay, but just stay where you're at, man. Because I don't want you to put yourself in a situation that, especially in this day and age, to put yourself in a situation that shouldn't have been there, but then you look back at him like, because you know how the news and media is. Well, what was he doing running around there at 2 o'clock in the morning? And nothing really happens with that.
Then that's like not for the news point, but it's kind of a true statement. Like I tell my kids too, ain't shit open after midnight except for bars and legs. You don't want to be in any one of those at that time of the night, right? There's no reason you need to be out at midnight, out at 1 a.m. Yeah, that's when all the trouble happens. That's when the bars are closing down. Everybody's drunk. That's when the fights happen. Yeah. That's when people get arrested. That's when you get pulled over because the police ain't got nobody else on the street. Like, ain't no reason.
That's
that's also the same exact time that everybody in this fucking podcast was out.
No, my dad didn't fuck around.
Shit, dude.
My dad didn't
I remember
fuck around.
Going home with the sun coming up. All that shit, dude. So for me,
I never had
not in my house.
I never had a curfew.
But I also talk to my kids about, and I worry a little bit when listen, if they're here and close, then like the time is okay. Like I get worried because I know that, like for instance, Cole's ass is at A&M. Like, what is he like? You just never know, right? Because
A&M.
But there's all kinds of stuff they can get into.
Yeah, but he's
so like.
But if he's in your house,
but what?
But you don't see, you're different than me though, because I got kids still. I got little kids.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That's the difference,
right?
That's the difference. I mean,
and I think the other part is it's just my fucking rule. And if they don't like it, then don't fucking stay here.
That's true.
Like I mean,
you don't like it.
Get the fuck out. And they don't
fuck out, Eddie.
And they normally don't have
take
any
the
problems
fucking
with
dog with you.
Yeah, they don't have any problems. They normally are like, hey, if they're gonna stay out late, they let me know. But it's normally for a purpose. Like, what are you doing? Just telling me, we're about to do some bar hopping. Well, don't hop your ass back this way.
Right.
You hop your ass to a hotel or something, right?
If they're going bar hopping, you're like, I need to be there to supervise, make sure you don't get in trouble.
No, I hang out with you and Ty and Scott. I'll go out with y'all, but I'm an old man.
You stay out longer than your. Don't play games with me right now.
My kids don't. No, I'm saying I don't go out with my kids. I don't.
I know you don't.
At all.
Come on now.
Oh yeah. But I'm also to a point in my life financially. If I get a fucking DUI, I can afford that shit. You know what I mean?
No,
like
you're not that dumb, bro.
I don't.
You got enough money. Just fucking get an Uber. Like we're smart enough about that.
But my son's always like, Dad, you want to go to Wild Greg? I'm like, fuck no.
I don't know who he is. Then he sounds like he has diseases.
Not going to no bars and no clubs. I'm past that stage in my life with my kids.
Yeah,
fuck
that is the truth. I'd rather sit in the cul-de-sac and hang out and just drink some beers and just bullshit.
Sit on the back porch.
Yeah. Way funner.
For all our people watching, this is the time where we get to be brothers and we talk about stuff that's important as brothers. Who would ever known that you can get on the podcast?
You got to get a father.
You know what I mean? You get this education from all four corners, of society, of how we do things and how you guys do things might be a little bit different. If you guys do something different inside the chats, let us know. I see that David came on and we have Sarah came on as well. Welcome in. Happy to see you. We're just
Ty. Hey, I think Ty might get lucky tonight. Ty, you got that YSL beard all on.
There you go. For everybody that's out there, though, listen.
Hey,
if you're out there though, and you're listening to all this great advice, what you should be learning from this is Al's house is not the fucking place to go.
It's not,
because you have a curfew.
You will have a curfew.
That's all I'm saying.
No, us adults don't have no curfew. But if your last name is Hero,
you just told us a grown ass man was sleeping in the back of the truck because he pulled up at 11:05.
but he lived in my house too. He lived with us at the time. I didn't bring that up. He lived there at the time. He was living in my house rent free.
Oh yeah, well, that's payment, dude. It's payment.
So I got to make it tough to make you.
I was always the house where there was like I would have 6, 7 friends stay over. Like in high school, I had my room was over the garage and it was detached from the house and it was huge. So we would have like 4 or 5 people staying at my house. I never had a curfew growing up in Jacksonville, Florida.
Shit,
I played 3 sports, man. I'm telling you, I would be on the south side, the east side, the west side at like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then that literally turned into me working in clubs. So I was out until 5 in the morning, but I never got in any trouble when I was in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
and maybe Matt's right though.
Some of it was lucky.
So much trouble, Ty. That was my problem. I was such a troublemaker growing up. Me and my brothers were always into some stupid shit.
Yeah.
So I think because of that, I'm like, you motherfuckers ain't doing that. We ain't having the police come to this house. You know what I mean?
So tell me this, man.
Sure.
I gotta ask the question, and I think you guys are brothers enough for me to ask this question. I didn't know anything about this until I joined the Navy, right? But all my white friends, when I was in the Navy, used to tell me that what they used to do for fun was go cow tipping, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" So, is that couple questions with that? Is that a real thing that you could sneak up on a cow at nighttime and push him and his ass will fall over and he can't get back up? Or is that just myth stuff? Because all the black guys that I was in the thing was like cow tipping. What is that? And they would explain to us that they would go run up on cows at nighttime and tip them over because they couldn't get up. I just want to know. It just seemed like everybody that I knew.
Oh yeah, it's a white thing. It was. Serial killers and shit. That's a white thing. Cow tipping's a white thing. School shootings. That's us too. Cow tipping, definitely us.
Is it real though? Is cow tipping a real thing?
No, cow. I mean, you can go cow tipping. Cow will sit and chew their cud, and they'll get kind of like in a trance at night. But when they go to sleep, they lay down. They don't sleep standing up exclusively. They may be able to like relax standing up, but
yeah.
People go cow tipping. I've been cow tipping.
Man, look at Will Carmona.
Most of the time, the cows jump up and before you get there.
Well, who invited this guy? Real quick though, who invited him? How did he know that?
Navy go to out in
that's a United States Army CW3 or 4.
Hey,
he knows just about every damn thing.
Hey,
so he's been on a lot of deployments with the Navy. Then
I want to know if he's asking if he's advertising because I'm down, bro. Like I'm down. Are you asking? Are you asking a question? Or are you advertising? Because I'm good with either one.
Dang, Ty, you had a horse, not a bike.
Well, that's true. When I grew up, I rode ponies and horses all around to my friend's house, and I grew up in Kentucky, man. I grew up in Barberville, Corbin, Kentucky. It was nothing to ride a bike, a motorcycle, and the next guy next to you has a horse. I rode ponies and horses everywhere.
I got
one time I tried to go horse riding, he just stood there and peed all the time. He didn't even do it. He barely even walked anywhere. He just stood and peed. And I was like, bro, how many times this horse got to pee? So I really didn't get any steps in or nothing. It was just that was pretty boring. So I got off and was like, okay, I guess he don't want to walk me around anywhere. He just wants to stop and pee and eat the little hay on the ground. He didn't move around and do nothing. So that was boring. I never done it again. What are you going to say, Al?
So I want to know maybe Matt can drum these numbers up because we got a lot of statistics in this country and the government's not looking into this statistic. And I want it to be known. And I want the federal government to look into the numbers of innocent white people killed in cow tipping incidences. I want that to be I want to march and DC in the streets for crazy white rednecks and hillbillies and meth addicts that are running around and get killed by cows innocently during a cow tipping incident.
That's all going to be called self-defense because if they're out there messing around on that dude's land, it came from you getting shot because you're not supposed to be there.
Brian, facts.
The risk is low. The risk assessment on that is low, but it is never zero. I can tell you that.
All right,
never zero.
Help me with this because the question came up. What is the difference between a redneck and hillbilly? Can I even say that?
Yeah, of course.
I never called somebody a redneck or a hillbilly. I've never done that.
We
Only
wear
guilty.
that shit. I wear
what
that shit as a badge of honor, bro. Just
Guilty.
so you're aware.
I'm a hillbilly. I mean, I'm from the Appalachian Mountains in Corbin. You know, I'm a Melungeon.
What's the difference between a hillbilly and a redneck? Like
I think
redneck, I've seen comedy. Redneck,
No, I
seem
think
to be proud
Scott,
about that.
I think Ty kind of nailed it. So I'm from Georgia, and we're country rednecks, right? I think hillbillies have to. I think it's geographic, right? If you're from the mountains or the hollers or the hills, like you're considered a hillbilly. But if they ask us move to Georgia, you a fucking redneck. I don't care how you slice it, right?
Yeah, because in Kentucky, a lot of people live in the mountains. So hillbilly, goat, hillbilly.
Right. And then the redneck is from the sun shining on the back of the neck and the
Yeah, because they always got the farmer stand. Most rednecks and then a lot of times redneck and hillbilly ingenuity.
There you
is
go.
kind of
That's your
together.
answer. That's the difference.
Correct. Redneck is because they
very good assessment, Colonel.
Rednecks is blue. They're blue collar. They work in construction, or you know what I mean. Like when you call somebody
Becky
a redneck.
says Alabama.
So okay.
Rainbow.
So what are Alabamans? The roll tide.
Incest.
Are they rednecks?
They're rednecks, bro.
Yeah, they're rednecks.
They're
Georgia,
rednecks.
Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana's different because they're their own breed.
They're Cajun,
and they don't speak English. They sound
they're
like
Cajun and Creole.
They sound
they
stupid as hell. Like,
Oh my good Lord. David Willis done come through with the research.
Oh my God.
In the United States, the CDC
Yes, my
estimates
boy.
that about 22%, 22 people are killed by cows each year.
But real quick, are you totally? Because I think you are. You're reading that how he would say it, right? Y'all know, according to the CDC.
Each year, in those cow attacks, 75% were known to be deliberate attacks. 1/3 of the killings was committed by cows that had previously displayed aggressive behavior. I'm just joking. That's not what David sounds like. That's just that's what my I'm from Corbin, Kentucky. That's what we sound. That's what I sounded like when I was young.
Yeah.
Cow tippers lives matter. I'm starting a movement.
Right. Well, I'm gonna start a black cow tipping movement, bro.
You should, bro. We should
black
start
people tip cows.
We should do that.
Man,
You can't do that together.
I'll show them how to do it.
Yeah, he
You know
can
what I'm
show
saying?
me do it. Nah, I'm scared.
how the hell we not
look.
have a guest and still miss to pay the bills?
Hey, look,
shit.
Al's going to be a cow tipping coach.
Oh shit! Can I get paid?
That's where he's going to make his millions.
I'm scared of cows, man. I don't like running up on animals.
I don't like livestock either, bro. I mean,
We should probably not have guests more often. This was fun talking to you guys. Let's pay the bills real quick. What do you think,
pay the
fellas?
bills. Pay
Word.
the bills.
Get ready to groove to the electrifying sounds of DJ Royal T, the maestro of mixing who knows how to turn any event into an unforgettable dance sensation. Royalty Entertainment is here to bring you the ultimate musical experience straight from the ones and twos in your ears and through your body to activate them dancing shoes. Get ready to sweat, party, and have a good time while your DJ needs are being blazed by none other than me, DJ Royal T. I have spent years crafting together a DJ entertainment empire that promises a customized blend of musical tracks, mix and mastery, and top quality sound, all while providing a vibrant ambiance to accommodate any of your DJ needs. Royalty Entertainment Services is your premier one-stop shop for top-tier musical entertainment and is hosted by yours truly. For more information, reservations, and booking, feel free to look around the website at godjroyalty.com. I am DJ Royalty, and this has been another Royalty Entertainment production. Yeah.
Got Your Six Culture is a veteran-owned t-shirt company that's making a powerful impact, one t-shirt at a time. These guys are simply badass. Whether you're a proud veteran or a family member or a patriot at heart, you're going to find the perfect tee that speaks directly to your soul. But wait, there's more. When you shop at Got Your Six Culture, you're not just supporting veterans, you're supporting American small business. You're also supporting the dream of veteran-owned small businesses around the world, and these guys put heart and passion into everything through designing all their t-shirts right here in the USA, ensuring you have top-notch quality in every design that you purchase. Show your appreciation for veterans and first responders today, and head over to GotYourSixCulture.com and browse their amazing collection of products. And guess what? Our friends at Got Your Six have a badass treat special for our listeners. Use the code Triple Threat at checkout and get an exclusive 15% discount on your purchase. So show your support for our heroes of country and community. Shop at GotYourSixCulture.com right now. And don't forget to use the code Triple Threat at checkout for an additional 15% off. Hashtag same flag, same oath.
Hey guys, Matt Verdi here with Veteran Mortgage Solutions. As most of you know, we're a combat veteran founded company, and our loan officers are all military veterans from all branches of this service. During our whole entire careers, all we have been is prepared. Now we want to prepare you for the home buying process. That being said, give us a call today. We'll get you pre-qualified up to a loan amount that you can comfortably afford, and we'll help you with your home buying process. Let our veteran team help you. If you're a Navy guy or a Marine and you want to speak to a Navy guy or Marine, give us a call. We'll connect you. Have a wonderful day.
That was just so good. I had to play that again.
Hey, I want to know how many of those kids on that team was like, yeah, you did me like that too in our game. Hey, you ran my ass over too. High five, BJ.
I think there's a good time to transition to the sports segment of things, huh? Because I mean, I don't know what you think.
I mean, sports. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell
you why he wants to do that, because we know what LA did, and like we know what the Lakers did. So it's your time to shine.
You don't want me to talk about LeBron James?
No, I picked him too because I don't know anything about basketball, so I just went with you.
Yeah, we know. That's how you pick your football games too.
No.
Get into the upcoming events though, real quick though.
Let's
see. Don't feed the sharks. If you got any veteran claims, visit your local VFW. I wanted to say I've gotten some feedback on this in the chat. I don't mean people that are helping you with your claims that you have to pay for. I mean specifically the names that are on this list. There's agencies that seem to be predatory in nature towards VA. That's what we're talking about, not just people you pay to get a higher percentage. That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Project Zero, I got their golf tournament coming up next year. Article 15 comedy tour. They finished up December 7th, I think. And then, of course, we had the book signing. Matt?
Yeah, had a book signing. Sold a lot of books. Got to meet Rocco. He came down. He was hanging out there. Scott was playing some music. A lot of people got to meet him. I think one of the things that stood out to me from that book signing is we had a guy reach out to us through social media to Got Your Six. And as he was talking to us, he was just like, do I have to buy a book to come out there? Because all I want to do is meet him. That's it. I just want to meet him. I've looked up to him for a long time. So we were like, yeah, come on out. So then when he comes out and comes up, you would have thought it was like, it was. That dude met his hero that night. Like he was stuttering. You know, if you've ever taken your kids to a concert and gotten them like backstage and they get to like, if your daughter gets to meet Taylor Swift, like she's gonna be talking all that shit in the car, like I can't wait to meet her. But as soon as she gets in front of her, she's gonna be like, and nothing comes out. He was completely like that, and they had a good connection. And then somebody that was there wound up buying the guy a book so he can get an autographed book. So it was super cool, man, to watch them come out. And you know, Rocco was amazing, dude. He's out there hanging out, you know, talking shit with people. There was a couple Ranger guys that came by. We had some CVMA guys out there. It was just a good time. A lot of people came out, and hopefully you guys keep going to Project Halo because it's a kick-ass place to be.
My kids don't go to concerts.
David Willis got his book and shirts.
As long as the concert's over by 11, we're good. Or 10:30 technically. They'll be okay.
But y'all go into y'all go into Nickelodeon concerts then. That's what y'all are doing.
I don't go to concerts. Too many people, too crowded. I went to a Toby Keith concert and some redneck hillbilly, I don't know which one she was. She spilled beer on my dress twice. I was not happy.
She spilled beer?
Oh, down my back.
That's got to be a redneck. Hillbillies do not spill beer, man.
Well, you know what? She was probably from up north. You're probably right. She probably wasn't either one.
Right.
She had all her teeth. She enunciated. She was probably from up north. She's probably from Midwest, up north, the educated area. They spill beer. Like she probably had her pinky out and shit, drinking her beer. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is another book here that I've added to the reading list for the platoon. This is David Burns, called "It's Feeling Good: New Mood Therapy." So I've been using this book probably for about 4 years. It was introduced to me by a therapy guy that I was seeing, and it works really well. All veterans that suffer from PTSD or depression should read this book. It cites a plethora of strategies to combat dysfunction. So if you're suffering, the knowledge this book relates is easy to understand, and it can make a difference. Come get some healing.
Yeah,
that's the review I wrote for the guy that was asking me at the therapy place. So
damn,
that came out terrible.
No, but I like it though, Ty. I don't write reviews. I don't write reviews. I just give them the 5 stars and be like NA.
No, I mean me saying it anyway. So with what we said before, I've got a few messages with the Ask Berto hashtag on it. So if you got a question that you want to ask a licensed clinical social worker, J. Alberto Fight, friend of the show, friend of the podcast, served with him in the Army. He will, if you send anything to any of our social media with the hashtag Ask Berto, we will get it answered on air, and we might even get Berto to come on.
Cool.
Appreciate all the likes, shares, and follows. Our social media has skyrocketed since Matt started putting everything on Spotify and all the other places that podcasts are sold. So thanks for all that support.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Not to mention all those crazy ass videos you see, Ty. Don't not take some credit for that, brother.
Yeah. The videos. I've been doing a lot of videos the last couple of days. I finished. I was working on this AI consumer class at work, so my time was just taken up. But then I finished it 2 days ago, so I started putting out some videos that same day. Nice. I kind of edit them in the middle of when I'm doing stuff, and then when I got time, I put them out. So
shouts out to
AI
man,
does most of those.
And you the man, Ty.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody's going to get in the hot seat, I'm sure.
Skip that.
We'll come back to that in just a second. All right.
Damn. Well, it wasn't.
I don't have to say who picked who.
Yeah, but that means you have to sing your company song since you guys won.
We have a rendezvous with destiny. Our strength and courage strikes a spark that will always make men free. Assault right down through the skies of blue. Keep your eye on the job to be done. Where the soldiers of the 101st will fight till the battle's won. Air assault.
All right, Matt. You lost. You got to sing your CB song second. Go ahead, Matt.
Hold on, bro. What are you talking about, traitor? Seriously, I
couldn't believe that you picked the Navy, Al, to be quite honest. I mean, I know you're kind of an honorary Army guy in nature, but I did not believe that you picked Army or Navy over Navy.
Look, dude, all he's trying to do is win, bro.
Hey, I'm a stat guy. All I do is win. I'm a stat guy. So I was like, you know what? The last couple of years ain't been pleasant to us Navy guys. So let's go Army. And I also wanted to give a shout out to the Air Force. I guess they had some guy win some major award in the Air Force from the Air Force Academy.
Was it the Bolitnikoff Award?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was phenomenal to see.
Oh, you said
phenomenal. See a service member in uniform went from a that academy school, right? Win a major award.
Yeah, no, for sure. But you know how many
the slides caught? I can't change it for some reason. What does that say? What's that slide say?
It says we've never won a Heisman. That's what it says.
I don't think that's true.
Who from West Point won the Heisman?
I don't know. Don't give me.
No. I'm wrong.
So you know, Matt.
I was thinking from the academies. Did Roger Staubach win the Heisman?
God damn right he did.
Okay,
so we do have one up on you.
You were talking about the Army. I thought you were talking about the military. Okay, gotcha.
No,
my bad.
We just lost the game. I got to have some kind of victory somewhere. You know?
Yeah, I think the Navy they almost beat the national champions when Staubach was in school.
Yeah, but you can't count that. and Scott could back me up on this. That's back before you had a lot of black players. So I mean, you didn't really have no athletes on the field. Wasn't nobody.
That's back when all of them were part-time plumbers on the side.
Yeah, they had the helmets with no mask on. Everyone, the fastest 40-yard dash time from some white guy was like
6.5.
A 6.15. Like, come on.
Hey, Al, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to take that pennant that says Navy behind your head and mail it to a real sailor, anyone that you know, it doesn't matter, and go buy an Army pennant to replace it with.
I'm gonna
say, I got you if you want an Army pennant.
I'm gonna send it to Scott Blake because he's the only one on this podcast that's real Navy.
He's the only one true. He's the only one that's been on deployment. You're right.
Only one who's been on not deployment. It's the only one that's been on the ships.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, you're over here. Woo. We're not going to rob a bank with you. We already know what's going to happen. I'm like, I know who did it.
No, I'll snitch. I ain't built like that.
You're not built in my life.
If they start talking about you need to be a winner and do what's right, it's going down.
I don't care about doing what's right. I make a lot of shady decisions every fucking day of my life.
I will say, I've the one thing about this game that I heard is one of my buddies in Jacksonville who like when I was growing up, we always did the fantasy football, and he was always very, very intelligent when it came to analyzing sports. I think his career was even in the sports field in some way as far as reporting or something. But my buddy in Jacksonville said that he didn't like the brand of football that Army and Navy was playing, that it was hard to watch. So John Clements, I'm calling you out, man. I tried to call you the other day. So please get in touch with me. We need to talk about this because I think the sentiment that's being conveyed about the Army and Navy is literally this is the only game where the players on the field are willing to die for the people in the stands. So I really value your opinion. So I want to talk to you about this if you were serious about Army Navy not being a game you can watch.
Yeah. Shout out Pete Dawkins, won the Heisman in 1958. Way before there was any ethnic players in the field.
I'm not going to change it. Go ahead.
Okay. Way before there was ethnic players in the field, he won a Heisman. Probably won a 7.2 40.
I don't even know you. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy.
I love it.
Hey, Scott,
David said he's more
Navy.
Navy
If
than
ever says Navy Chief, Navy Pride again, you gotta bleep that out.
That's different.
It's gotta be bleeped out. That's
different.
gotta be bleeped out, bro. Just a whole long beep the whole time he's saying it.
In fact, I'm gonna do a video and I'm gonna give all the fucking secrets away about the Navy Chief season, like like people do with the Masons.
Look,
I'm gonna give all the secrets away.
You can give them away because they probably don't even do half that shit no more.
I have a coin for you. I have a coin that's been sitting in my office. It's from Al.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure. I got it right here.
I got it's got a. I don't. What ship is that on the back of that, Ty?
That ain't a ship.
It is.
USS.
Ooh.
Macon our land.
Macon Island.
Macon Island. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So,
making our land what, Ty? What are we making our land?
No, I thought it was a name, so I was like, no, that's a weird name.
It's a Navy coin, Scott, but on the other side, it's got a Bible. It's got the Masonic Bible, and it's got the Masonic symbol on the front.
Oh, okay, for sure. Oh, hold on. All right, let me zoom in. Time. Show me that. Show me what you got there, Ty. Oh, okay. Bam.
And the other side's got the Macon Island on it.
Yeah.
One of my students that was on a square like us, he gave it to me in the schoolhouse. Gave me 2 of them.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right, Larry Driscoll's coming. We know we've talked about Bubba Wesley coming. I think there's only one new guest. Jason Spencer from Warriors and Whiskey. Gary Walker's coming on. Aston Amuse from she's a comedian. She just retired. Dan Levine or Levine. Okay, Levine. I said it wrong last time.
Levine.
We do have Phil Lenz rescheduled for 1 February.
Oh, no, go back. He gets the damn thing. Damn. He gets one of those too. I can't let that go.
I thought you'd seen this before.
No, man, I ain't seen that far. You know, I get.
He was scheduled before. Yeah. He's a bass player. We actually had a band named Staph Infection when we were in Iraq, and he's a pretty prolific bass player. He's pretty badass. Evidently, obviously, he's a huge Kiss fan.
Who's Kiss?
Oh,
Kiss
okay.
is a rock and roll band. They like to rock and roll all night, and then they
Party
party,
every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
as
know
long
that.
as,
You know
home
who
by,
they are.
as long as they're home by 11, that's good.
Rock and
Yeah.
roll all night
Till 11.
and party every day. Even I know that, man.
Yeah.
And then this just in, 8 February will be Labor of Love. I tried to find some of the pictures, Scott, but there are so many labors of love. I didn't want to put the wrong stuff on it.
No, I'm gonna get you the right stuff, brother. They're gonna be good when they come.
You have birth. You better not. You better be careful. You have birthing videos of showing up on there.
No, there's like a lot of labor of love was
Yeah.
about cooking
Yeah.
stuff, and then there was a church and everything. I wasn't for sure exactly which entity we were talking about.
LOL movement. Yeah, so I'll get you. Some stuff. They're gonna be good.
And then Rich LaMonica, I think he's going to be 15 February, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, sounds good.
Word.
So who's getting put in the hot seat?
Well, you know, do you really want it?
Oh, I thought.
Fuck it. Let's go. Who's doing it?
Shit, Matt, you in there? I don't think
No.
It looks like Matt.
Let's
You
go.
got to answer truthfully, Matt. Don't be doing like, oh, I'm going to be soft on this because
Don't be like you. Got it.
no, you
Understand
don't
all.
want to hurt
But then, Matt, you've been put in the hot seat before, haven't you?
I don't know. Maybe you asked me a couple questions when I did my show thing, but not like a 10-question hot seat.
I thought you were in the hot seat before. Well, you're in the hot seat now, so I get myself ready. I didn't know that I was going to have to put you in the hot seat today, but since I got you, I might as well just go ahead and put you in there, sir. Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, here we go. The question that we ask a lot that I've realized that I've never asked you yourself, sir. If you had a choice between the two, which one of these two artists do you think is better? Is it Prince or is it Michael Jackson?
Well, it's funny you're going to ask me that, and I think you know my answer.
I don't.
Because you do. We've
I
talked
don't.
about that.
No, we said it, but you
So,
told me. I've never
my
asked you.
answer would be Michael Jackson, and the reason for that is that's what I listened to growing up. I didn't hear a lot of Prince, didn't listen to a lot of Prince. I know a lot of his stuff after Al's giving me the finger, but that's why I'm here and you're back there. So we know Al loves Prince, but I listen to more Michael Jackson.
I'm back up now, bitch. Fuck you and Michael Jackson.
All right. Question.
I thought he told me to be truthful.
You got to be truthful in these, sir. All right, Matt. This is a truthful question. I think this is an important question. I don't think I've asked you this direct.
Okay.
To you, sir, in your life, which one of these two means more to you? Loyalty or respect? And why?
Well, most times you could think that they roll together, right? Loyalty and respect. There's a fine line between both of them. But if you were to ask me which one's more important, I would say loyalty. Only because, respect is earned, not given ever. But if you have loyalty with people or you have loyalty through a group or whatever that is, most times you each have a respect for each other, and that loyalty comes into where anything you need at any time ever, I have your back. I got your six, so I'm going to take care of you. But that comes from the fact that I have that much respect and admiration for you, but it's built over time. So I think loyalty is more important because loyalty is the thing that gets tested the most when there's adversity or bad times and things like that. Like, I've had respect for a lot of people that even if they went into a bad situation, I probably wouldn't help them very much. But the people I'm loyal to are the people that I'll help the most, if that makes sense.
Got it. All right. This question is going to get you. This question I've never asked anybody before. You're going to get first. I'm asking you first. Because you're my friend. You're my dear friend. I know you'll tell me the truth.
Okay.
I would never wish this upon anyone, but if you ever had to go to jail and they told you you have an option, I can put you with all the white guys, I can put you in the mixed crowd, or I'm going to put you in the pod with these black guys. Where are you going to request to go?
I mean, for fear of not sounding overly excited and wanting to answer super fast, I'm going with all the black guys, dude.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
I am. Here's the reason. I think that when you get into stuff like that, people can agree, right? There's more tight knit there when you get into shitty situations than there's in the other demographics, right? And so like they have more fun too, right? Like I'm gonna learn how to play some cool games. I'll learn how to make good shanks. I'm gonna be like in the in crowd, dude. I'll be accepted, right? And then they protect each other more than others, and so I'll be all right.
Okay,
That's where I'm going.
well, that was a heavy one. I didn't know if he's going to come out of the smoke on that one. All right,
Yeah. It's okay.
since we're in the hot seat, this is going to be another one. I feel like you can handle it because you're my brother and you're going to be on it.
Okay.
Your house suddenly catches on fire. Flames are burning out of control. You have your wife, your kids, your dog, and yourself. You happen to find the way out. You know you can't get everybody out. Where's the first place that you're going?
I mean,
Just
to answer that honestly,
I get sad even start thinking to ask. I'm glad I don't ask myself that shit.
to answer that question honestly, I think anybody that would be in a right state of mind for that, the first place you would go is for your kids, because your kids have a long life to live, right? Not that your mom and dad is more important or your wife is more important than that, but I will tell you this: I'll get my kids out, and then I'm going to die trying to get everybody else out too.
My man. All right. I'm giving you some real heat. So don't worry, Al and Ty. You guys are going to get this heat too. And then I'm sure you guys are going to put me in the hot seat at some point in time. But we're getting the real one, so I can tell you how real it gets. All right, Matt. We're in the hot seat. We're almost in. We're like almost halfway. If you were ever put in a situation to where you randomly caught a sexually transmitted disease.
Did you see Al on the bottom? Like, he's so happy. You said sexually transmitted disease.
I've had a couple.
Look, he's out here.
I've had a couple, he said.
If you had to choose one, which one would it be?
If I had to choose one, which would it be?
Yeah. I mean, you randomly caught one. If you like, at least it was this. Which one would you say?
Is crabs one? Because you can at least shave and get rid of that, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking.
All right. Well, you say
Will Carmel's like randomly? Yeah, randomly.
I don't know if I would answer that one, man, or she's, but yeah, you're a tough guy. Crabs, bro? Jeez.
Shave and get rid of it. Wash all your clothes.
Got you. All right. There we go.
The only reason I know that is I had a couple roommates in the Navy that we had to wash all our shit.
Gotcha.
Just saying.
All right. Would you rather?
Julie's got a question.
Yeah, where's it at?
Julie said, wait, how did you random catch an STD? Hey, Julie.
You drink a lot?
Matt said drink a lot. All right, man.
Look,
Becky said you're killing her in a fire and now crabs.
Hey, listen. I mean, I could have said, you know what? I'm just going to go with HIV and call it a day. You want me to get that one?
Becky said he's killing me in a fire and catching crabs. I'm sorry, Becky. I'm trying to keep myself together with this hot seat, but I figured I had to give it to him. All right, Matt. We're gonna lighten up the fire because you got in the fire and you turned a little red, but you're coming back. I'm gonna bring you.
No, that's good.
I'm gonna bring you back. Just a little bit.
You're making me sweat.
Right. What would this current Matt tell 18-year-old Matt about life?
I think that the current version of Matt would tell the 18-year-old Matt to be a little more compassionate, right? Like not always just try to control everything and lead into it and jump in really, really fast. Make sure that you know, I've heard this in places before, just consider what others are going through, look at them. Don't always think that everything's got to be a certain way. Just to be compassionate and patient and more aware, right, of your surroundings, or be present, maybe.
Yeah.
Because, in the Navy, when you're gone and you're doing all these things and you're working and there's never a good time for this, there's never a good time for that. Sometimes that rolls into, after that. And so I think myself now would tell my younger self to watch that and make sure that you pay attention to that kind of stuff.
All right. Here we go. If there's one bad thing in the world that you had the power to get rid of forever, it's one thing that you can change, but once you get rid of it, it can never come back for anyone, ever. What is the one thing in the world bad that you would get rid of?
Taxes.
Because
I don't like paying taxes.
All right. If there was one thing good that is gone now,
yeah,
what would you bring back?
One thing that I can bring back?
One thing that you can bring back that you can no longer get in this day and age.
Muscle cars that were made to be muscle cars back in the day, like ones from the 60s and 70s. Now all the cars just look weird, but I like muscle cars. I'd bring those back. Like bringing it back to where they're made in America, right? American manufacturing, Detroit, where the cars are made. That's the kind of stuff that I would bring back.
My man. All right. Me being HT, doing what I do. This question is very important, but I think it is necessary. What is your favorite moment that you shared with your wife? What's your favorite moment?
Favorite moment. So no matter how I answer it, it's going to sound unfair a little bit, but I think one of the most favorite moment, and I can only say this because we've only shared this moment once, was the birth of a kid. Right? My son being born is like that moment we're both there that happens. You're there for it. You see it happen. Life comes into the world. It's a moment I wish I would have shared twice, but I wasn't fortunate enough to do that. But I think my son being born.
I like it.
I have a 1A if you want to ask a 1A. Can I give a 1A?
Give a 1A. I'll give you a 1A.
Day, and then the secondary would be the day that I adopted my daughter.
Man.
That you make it official, right? Like she's your daughter. So yeah, those two.
Okay.
That's an excellent answer, Matt.
Yeah. All right, we're down to the last two.
Oh, and by the way, real quick before you ask those, Will Carmona, I'm assuming you're still in the Army. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's still in.
When you get out, you'll understand why I said taxes. I'm just saying.
Yeah. All right.
Don't open a business.
If it was all to go away today, Matt Johnson, my man, what do you want the world to know about you and or remember you by?
Well, I think I'd want the world to know that I'm someone that will give anybody anything. I'm here to help everybody. I really want to see people succeed, but more importantly, I do care about my family, what they're doing, where they're going, and I want to see them, have the best for everything. So it's just being selfless and giving everything you got to other people or other things, and not really, putting yourself in the front of things sometimes, and just being that person that people can just count on.
My man. Last question for the evening. Trying to decide where I want to go with this, but it's hot, so that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to give you a top 5 MCs all time or music group or.
You haven't given me a top anything already so far.
You was hoping to get that top, huh?
No, I'm not. I like the hard questions. Let's go.
You like the hard question?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Vanilla Ice or Jay-Z? Easy answer.
Out of us four in this podcast, which one of us? No, I can't ask that.
Ask it.
You all know, huh?
Ask it. Ask the question.
This one is at the biggest Johnson. That was me. I was not gonna.
Yeah, ask it.
No.
Ask the question.
No, I don't.
Damn, we just turned the seat hot for him, and he's asking the questions.
Got me scratched myself. All right, here we go. Out of us four are three other guys in the podcast.
Yeah.
If you had to tell the darkest, deepest secret that you had, out of us three, which one would you feel the most comfortable having that conversation with?
Well, we know Al's going to tell everybody. He's going to I heard this thing this one time. I'm not going to tell you who it was, but then it'll come out, another time. I don't know, man. I've had a lot of conversations with all of us in just different things. Not that it's ever been deep, dark secrets, but I think I would have to go Ty number 1 and then Scott 1A, just for different reasons.
My man.
Al, you can be 1C. You can still have a number 1 by your name.
Hey, listen up. This is the.
I don't give a fuck about your. I don't care.
Listen, that probably was the hottest to see was. I was hot asking those questions, but this is the reason, and there's a reason why I did that, right? Just to show the world out there of the type of character that my friend Matt has. I knew that there was nothing that I was going to be able to throw at him that he wasn't going to answer or he wasn't going to think it through and push it, no matter how crazy or hard the questions was going to be. So that right there was the Infueno seat right there.
I will tell you that the burning house question was unfair. And then you had to ask me which STD, those two questions should have been in separate top 10s, right? But,
But
you did notice though that Becky was like, "Oh my God, he's burning me to death and giving me crabs," but she never once was like, "Oh my God, that's so sweet. You would get our kids out." None of that.
No,
you should have grabbed the guns first. You know what I'm saying? And then the one thing I thought you were like the one time we did this one time. I'm like, he's about to say anal on this podcast. I was waiting, bro. And it didn't happen. Both of our kids, fuck them kids. Come on.
Well, you have too many to even say that.
That's why I'm grabbing my wife in the fire, bro. I can make more of these motherfuckers. I'm potent. I got I'm doing good down here.
I can make more.
But do you know what the reality of it is that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that Matt would burn trying to get everybody out of that house. I know that. You know what I mean? I absolutely know that.
Scott,
I know Becky knows that. I know Cole. I know everybody knows that.
On the airplane, they're like, put your mask on first. He's the dumb motherfucker, putting other people's mask on. Put your mask. The FDA said put my shit on first. My shit's going on first. Fuck them kids.
So he didn't answer that question truthfully, because the true question to that is, I guess I'm going to burn to death to that day because I'm going to try to get every fucking body out there. I know it.
Yeah.
So whether he say that or not, I think it's unfair to ask who first. So I will say for myself, that was unfair to me because I don't even know.
But
that was a good
think
question.
about this though. But think about it. It is a good question. It is a good question because I mean,
hey, I like Brian, the firefighter's answer. Yes, sir. I'm calling you,
fire out. Hey, Scott didn't say I could grab a fire extinguisher first. Then I grab a purse.
Somebody out of there.
But it's a fair question because sometimes people need to think about stuff like that sometimes, right? Think about right now. The world we live in right now, everything is great. There's no issues. There's no problems. You can create your own problems and you can send them out there and then people are going to see them and they're going to complain about it. But if it really got hard, what would people do?
Right. It's very easy to say what you're going to do when things are working, but when things aren't, that's when your character really, really pops into play. And I think there's very few people out there that there's a whole lot of people who say they're going to do one thing, but that they're going to save themselves. You know what I mean? You know it. There's a lot of
bro. That's me. I'm gonna save myself and I'm gonna collect the insurance money. I tried. Give me that money. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
But I would just tell you, brother, Matt, I love you, man. I appreciate you doing that. I didn't really have things prepared for the hot seat at that time because I didn't think that we were going to do it. But I know
you didn't.
No, I didn't. I gave you those from.
That's the coolest segment on the show right there.
Stop preparing. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Jesus.
That was good.
If that's what comes off the top of your head.
There, man. But I love
We
you.
got to come up with some shit for Scott. He puts all of it. Now we need to have a meeting without this motherfucker and come up with the fucking hardest questions on planet Earth. I'm talking like Euclidean geometry type questions. And that's
no, you don't.
Like,
but you know what, Matt? I'm gonna just tell you right now, bro. I know that you've never had a sexually transmitted disease because you pick crabs, bro. You don't want that, even if you can shave them little things. They wedge.
Listen, bro. I don't know. I'm trying to go through my brain, and the only thing I ever heard in the Navy when you go through shit like that is like all this other shit. It's forever. So I was thinking like, fuck, like you could just shave those. Because I had a roommate. He got the shit. We had to wash all our stuff. He just had to shave up. He had to wash everything and then wash the sheets, and then we're good. So I was like, okay, you can get rid of that.
Man, I had a
you
friend of
can
mine.
get rid of that, but I didn't know anything about the other ones.
No, he picked.
I was like, could kissing be considered sexual transmission? I'll take a herpes on my lip.
Oh, a bum bump? No, bro, you picked a good one because that's the one you can come home and tell your wife. I got it from a toilet seat. See, you picked a good one, bro, because you were like the fucking porta johns on field exercise was dirty. You know what I'm saying?
I had a friend of mine that got that thing, man. He put toothpaste all over his private and went to sleep with the toothpaste on there and woke up and burnt all the skin off his balls, bro. It was a nightmare. So yeah, it's can't even mind anyway.
One of those moments you're panicking and you're like, okay,
how do I get these things off?
You're dead in prison, by the way, because my wife worked in a prison for 6 years. Yeah, and you gonna go in there with your brothers.
I'm gonna tell you, Matt. Yeah,
Hey, you dead, bro.
I'm just gonna gesture, bro, but you probably don't want to.
I'm not scared, bro.
You wouldn't
listen.
Have to be. You'd be dead
Here's
in 5
reality,
seconds.
though. Are you ready? If I go to jail, I'm dead anyway. It doesn't fucking matter what group I'm
in.
You
better link up with a gang. You better go GD or Crip Blood. You better find something. You better join something.
I thought Crips and Blood. There ain't no white Crips and Bloods, are there?
Bullshit.
I don't even know nothing about that. See, that's how naive I am. That's what I'm telling you. If I go to jail, I'm dead anyway.
Yeah, the correct answer is just don't go to jail. That's the correct answer.
I didn't have that choice though.
No.
Yeah.
I just figured I'd be a little safer. Feel sorry for me. I'm smart. I can handle the money. We could do some transactions. You guys sell a lot of shit. We could hawk some T-shirts in jail. I'm thinking like from a business perspective.
Yeah. Right.
I
think I would be appreciated.
You're gonna hold a lot of pockets to get sold for a lot of Newports.
Listen, bro, I'd be appreciated though.
Box. Oh my God. Oh man, it's always a blast with you guys, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have any really sports to talk about, huh? There's nothing else coming up.
Did we pick basketball games? No, we picked some games.
Yeah, we picked those games, but they didn't count.
Yeah,
they're just mid-season tournament.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. I just picked games because y'all was picking games. I didn't know there was a mid-season tournament.
Well, we picked the Army Navy
Finals.
It was the in-season tournament. First annual in-season.
When do these bowl games happen?
I mean, they're playing right now, I think, right? Like there's like the your check bounced bowl, you couldn't pay your bills on time bowl. Like
we don't have any games that I was going to put on the docket for us until the next one. I was going to go ahead once the like the New Year's and all that bowl goes off.
The week of Christmas and New Year's, those are the bowls that are going on.
Got it.
Yeah, and then we'll pick the college football playoffs and all that stuff too.
Oh, look, Julie said UK and Louisville are playing basketball next week.
Oh yeah. That's is that the Yum Center or is that at Rupp Arena, Julie? I've got to see like 3 games this year, and the one game I got to saw the other day, they lost. So that was not a good game. They lost to a very small team.
It's the beginning of the year. It don't matter.
I was me and my wife were in a restaurant, and it's funny because we went to Providence, Rhode Island. I bought her a hoodie at the Providence Friars, and they were playing basketball. I was like, oh shit, like the Friars.
They're legit.
Yeah, bro. I was like, damn, the Friars are actually winning.
Hey,
Matt, I met you. I seen your boy the other day too. I was gonna tell you, I meant to call you and tell you I was in Texas Roadhouse, and guess who I run into? Oh, Greg Bonet.
No shit.
Yeah, ran into Greg Bonet.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
What's he doing?
He owns a apartment, like a home, like renovation company or maintenance company. The last time I seen the dude was years ago, and he was moving to Costa Rica. Like him and his wife are leaving. They moved away. But
tell him when that job doesn't work out, I'm hiring for a maintenance tech in Pensacola.
Hey, I'll let him know for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's been fun, fellas. You know, I love you guys. It's that again. We always got to remember, it's that time of the year. Holidays are coming near. this should be the time that you focus on family, getting family close, reaching out to those who you love. Christmas is not about what you give. It's not about what you get. It's about celebrating the fact that we are still here, celebrating the fact that someone died for our sins for us to be here, whether you believe it or not.
It happened. Believe it or not, believe it, it happened.
So
and you don't have to pull anybody out of the burning building, so we're good.
He pulls you out of hell. He pulls you out of hell.
Thanks, Chief Carmona.
Thank you.
I challenge you all to spread love, enjoy this holiday season. Stay safe. If you drink, don't drive. If you drive, don't drink.
Uber.
If you know somebody who may need something this holiday season, let's figure out ways that we can coordinate and get somebody who doesn't have something this year, right? Find somewhere that you can reach out, find someone to touch and make a change, because even though you're just one person can touch one person and touch another one. Like they said, one is none and two is one. If you think about that in everything that you do, shout out to my man Rocco Vargas. That was in his book. I thought that was pretty dope. But yeah, it's that time of the year, man, that we need to just make sure that we're taking care of each other. Reach out, love on people while they're still here. You never get a chance to do it once they're gone. This is DJ Royal T. I am an original member of the Triple Threat Vet Podcast, along with my man Al Hero, Matt Johnson, and my man Ty Cobb. We're going to get out of here today. For all you guys who watched, everybody who's in here live with us, we appreciate you. We love you. Thank you. For all you guys who like, follow, and share our content, we love you and thank you. We have reached over 1K followers on Facebook, man. Big achievement. We started out with none, and we already have got a whole 1,000 people who follow us. We love you guys and appreciate it. Big Matt, my man, I appreciate you getting in the hot seat, man. I know it was hot. Becky, don't be mad at him. Be mad at me. Call me and cuss me out. I'll put him in there.
I'm probably gonna go out and she'll be like, "You're done." What's wrong with you?
Anything that you want to give to the people today, Big Matt?
Just be home by 11.
Are you sleeping in that cold ass car in the back seat if you pop it? My man Al Hero, my man, my brother. I love you, bro. Anything you got for the people before you get out of here?
Same. Reach out to somebody this week or next week. Whenever you have a moment, tell them you love them. Tell them you're thinking about them. Buddy checks, that's a real thing. Make sure you're checking on your battle buddies. People need it. They may not ever say it or ask for it, but do your best to reach out to somebody today, somebody tomorrow. Shoot them a text, give them a call, tell them you love them, you're thinking about them, and you're there. So, and we're here for anybody who needs us as well. We love you guys. Appreciate y'all.
Well said, my brother. My man TY, engineer, the electronic guy, the big man, the big mellow, my big brother. You know I love you, big dog. What you got for the people before you get out of here?
Be better, go further, and never quit.
Absolutely. Well said, my man. And like I said, hey, I love you guys. I'm DJ Royal T. This is another episode of the Triple Threat Vet Podcast. I'm your man. You are my people. One love. Make sure that you wake up tomorrow so you can do something great. You can't get there unless you get up and get there. So I challenge you to get up and be the best you tomorrow. Do what you do. I'm DJ Royal T. This is our time. We love you and we out. Peace.